Happy New Year! It's been a very long time since I last made a YouTube video, so for introduction's sake, hello, my name is Alex and welcome to my channel. As I've said, it's been a very long time since I last made a YouTube video, probably over a year now, so I am pretty rusty, but I thought I'd give it another go because it's a bit of fun, and why not? For my first video of 2022, I thought I would share my January TBR. The past couple of years I've been taking part in a reading challenge on Goodreads called Around the Year in 52 Books, and the idea of this reading challenge is that there are 52 prompts and you read a book for each prompt, so it should work out a book a week. I've never completed the challenge before. I'm not that fast of a reader and I do get pretty big reading slumps, but I like to give it a go. It encourages me to read out of my comfort zone and genres that I maybe wouldn't normally read, and also to pick up books that maybe have been on my TBR list for absolutely forever that I would never get round to otherwise. I'm hoping this year that I can get at least halfway through, so if I can read 26 books this year, I'd be really chuffed. Obviously I'd be over the moon if I got 52, but realistically I don't think I will because I never have done in the past. And last year was a pretty bad reading year for me. What I did last year and what I will be doing again this year is I put all the prompt numbers into a jar and I randomly pick some out. And I really enjoyed doing this method last year because normally I would read in order, but I found that it just gave me a little bit more flexibility. If I didn't like one of the prompts that was next or I wasn't in the mood for it, I could just pick another prompt. So I'll be doing the same thing this year, with the exception of the fact that I don't actually have the jars anymore. They are somewhere in my house, but I moved in May and I've still not unpacked everything yet, so they're somewhere around but I can't find them. So for now I'm just going to be using a random number generator online. So I have already picked 2 prompts for January, and the reason for this is because it's currently the 3rd of January. I started reading a book on the 1st and I wanted to make sure that it fit in with the challenge, so I've already randomly picked a prompt. And the second one is because I am thinking about doing the A Year of War and Peace challenge again, which is where you read basically a chapter of War and Peace every day and it should take you throughout the year. Never completed it before. I think the most I've ever gotten through is like 30% of the way through, so we'll see. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my random number generator online and select, I think, another 3 prompts, and then I'm going to go and decide pretty much what books I'm going to read for each prompt, and I will come back and share that. So I've got my list up, not that you can see that very well, but there's my list. So I'm going to randomly select 3 prompts. The first prompt is number 34, which is a book with an academic setting or with a teacher that plays an important role. My second prompt is number 12, which is a book related to glass. And my third prompt is number 47, which is a book with handwriting on the cover. So I'm going to go and basically choose a book for each prompt and I will come back and share that. Right, I'm back. I have found my 5 books. I'm going to share which prompt I've picked and then the book that I'm reading for that prompt. Okay, so the first prompt I picked, and this was actually a pre-chosen one, is prompt number 2, and that is a book connected to a book you read in 2021. So for this I am going to be reading, or attempting to read at least, War and Peace, which I'm reading on my Kindle. The reason why I've picked War and Peace for this prompt is because I attempted to read it last year and didn't get very far, so it's connected in that sense that it's just basically trying again. I'm not quite sure if that was the way I was meant to interpret the prompt, but I suppose that's the beauty of it, you interpret it how you like. So yeah, so War and Peace. The next prompt was prompt number 12, which I picked out on this video, and that is a book related to glass. So for that I am going to be reading The Light Between Oceans by M.L. Stedman. I got this book from one of my best friends for my birthday, so I've not managed to pick it up yet. Again, don't really know much about it other than the fact that it's clearly set in or near a lighthouse, as by the front cover. So I'm excited to read that. Don't really know what it's about, but it comes highly recommended, so can't wait for that one. My third prompt is prompt number 15, and that is to read a book without a person on the cover. So this was another one of my pre-picked prompts, and that's because I started to read this book on New Year's Day, which is obviously before I started filming this video. So for that, I am reading The Shock by Mark Raab, and as you can see, no people on the cover, and also makes no mention of a single person in the title. So I am about a quarter of the way through, really enjoying this so far. But again, I will summarise that in my wrap-up video. So my fourth prompt is prompt number 34, and that is a book with an academic setting or with a teacher that plays an important role. So for this, I'm going to be reading The Rosie Project. Again, another book that I've already got on my Kindle. It's been on there for God knows how long, so I'm not sure how it relates to a school or a teacher. But it was on the sort of like recommended list of books for the prompt. So yeah, excited to get around to that one because it's, as I said, it's been on my TBR for honestly about 6-7 years now. And I recently picked up the second book in the series secondhand. And then my fifth prompt is prompt number 47, and that is a book with handwriting on the cover. This book, again, another Kindle book, and that is Me Being Me is Exactly as Insane as You Being You by hasak-lowy. Again, I don't know how long that's been on my Kindle. I literally had to open up the sort of app that I use to put my books onto my Kindle years ago and look at the covers and just pick the first one that looked like it had some handwriting on it. So again, no idea what it's about, but it'll be good to finally get another book off my TBR. That is the 5 books that I have chosen for January. Obviously I'm not going to finish all 5 this month, with War and Peace being like a chapter a day. Not what I've started yet, I'm 3 days late already. So really it's 4 and a bit books. I'm hoping that I manage to finish them, but if I don't, my plan is to just forget about that prompt and put it back into my metaphorical jar, so to speak, and just pick another couple next month. Hopefully I stick with it. If not, obviously we'll find out in my wrap-up post if I've given up on one of them or chosen another prompt. Let me know in the comments what you're reading in January.